Everyone thinks Kuala Lumpur is a gleaming, modern paradise, but what I discovered living here for 6 months destroyed that illusion completely. 93% of travel vlogs show you the Petronas Towers. But 87% of the city's actual story is hidden in places they'll never film. And if you've ever wondered what really happens when cameras stop rolling in perfect cities, this is for you. Let's start with what you've been sold. The media shows you luxury malls, skyscrapers, tourist hotspots, the Malaysia, truly Asia experience. But here's what they don't tell you. 40% of KL residents live in areas that tourists never see. Not because they're dangerous, because they're inconvenient to the narrative. Let me introduce you to Raj, 34 years old, software engineer from Chennai. He moved to KL in 2022 believing the Asia's rising star narrative. Every YouTube video told him, affordable living, tech opportunities, modern lifestyle. His first month here? Rent took 65% of his salary. 65%. The media never mentioned that part. He told me, and I'll never forget this, I felt scammed by every YouTube video I watched. But the housing crisis? That's just the surface. Wait until you hear about what's happening with jobs. KL has 4.2 million job openings advertised right now. Sounds amazing, right? Except a 2023 World Bank study found that 38% are ghost positions, posted but never filled. Ever wonder why you apply to hundreds of jobs and hear nothing? Now you know. Meet Amira, 28, Malaysian graduate with first-class honors. She applied to 127 positions over 8 months. Got 3 interviews. 3. Here's the trap. Companies want experienced workers, but won't train fresh graduates. The Malaysian Employers Federation 2024 report is damning. 61% of entry-level jobs require 3 to 5 years experience. Entry level. It's an impossible paradox. You need experience to get experience. Amira eventually gave up on traditional employment and went freelance. Now she earns 40% more than the jobs that rejected her. The system didn't fail her. She outgrew it. So the job market is broken. But nothing prepared me for what I learned about the infrastructure. December 2021. KL experienced floods that displaced 70,000 people. The media covered it for 48 hours, then silence. Like it never happened. But here's the thing, it's still happening. 2024 data shows flood-prone areas increased by 23% due to overdevelopment. And nobody's talking about it. Chen Wei learned this the hard way. 45 years old. Lost Rm 80,000 worth of belongings in the 2021 floods. His apartment? Marked safe zone by developers. Turns out, those maps were 15 years outdated. Nobody told him. Nobody checked. A University of Malaya climate study from 2024 found that 34% of KL's drainage system is critically insufficient for current rainfall patterns. Translation: the city is not prepared for the weather it's already experiencing. And here's the silent crisis. Insurance companies quietly raised flood premiums by 200 to 400% in affected zones. So even if you survive the flood, you might not survive the bills. Chen now uses flood prediction apps and keeps emergency supplies in a grab bag by his door. Something no real estate agent told him to do. But floods you can prepare for. The Institute of Strategic Studies 2023 found that income inequality in KL widened by 18% since 2019. That created parallel economies. Locals shop in one world. Expats shop in another. The two rarely overlap. But Sarah found a way in volunteer work, teaching free English classes at a community center. She told me, real integration happens through contribution, not consumption. You don't buy your way into community. You earn it. So social barriers exist. But what about the one thing every video does show? The glittering development. Turns out, that's the biggest lie of all. Those shiny new skyscrapers? 43% of them are less than 50% occupied. Let that sink in. The 2024 property market report revealed Rm 87 billion in unsold high-rise units. Ghost towers. Built for investors who never came. Buildings designed for a fantasy Malaysia that doesn't exist. Meet Kumar. 52. Small business owner. His shop rent tripled when his building was upgraded. Then a luxury mall opened next door. His foot traffic dropped 67%. Why? Because locals can't afford those prices. They stopped coming to the neighborhood entirely. City Journal Asia 2024 published a devastating analysis. Development for prestige, not for people. KL has 8.2 million square feet of retail space, but local spending power decreased 12% since 2020. The city is being built for a middle class that's actually shrinking. Kumar described it as watching your neighborhood get turned into a museum you can't afford to enter. So he moved his business to a working-class area. Revenue up 34% in 6 months. He followed the people, not the prestige. So the economy is built on sand. But here's what really keeps me up at night about KL's future. World Bank 2024. Malaysia loses 1.8 million skilled workers to emigration. KL's best and brightest are leaving. Doctors, engineers, innovators, choosing Singapore, Australia, Dubai over staying home. Dr. Priya, 36, left KL for Melbourne in 2023. And it wasn't about salary. Wasn't about lifestyle. It was her 6-year-old daughter asking, "Why does my teacher say I can't speak Tamil at school?" Language policy pushed her out. That's not economic migration. That's cultural survival. When talent leaves, investment follows. Tech hub dreams collapse without the people to build them. The Khazanah Research Institute 2024 calculated Malaysia's brain drain costs the economy Rm 60 to 80 billion annually in lost productivity. Priya still cries talking about leaving. But she says, "I chose my child's future over my nostalgia." How do you rebuild a city when the people who could build it are gone? So the city is bleeding talent. But here's the part that shocked me most. And it's not what you think. After all this, I still haven't left. And neither have 8.6 million other people. Why? Because the real Kuala Lumpur isn't in the media's version or in the problems I just showed you. The night market vendors who've run the same stall for 30 years. The community gardens in low-cost housing. The mutual aid networks that function better than any government program. A 2024 grassroots survey found that 73% of KL residents in lower income brackets report strong neighborhood bonds versus 31% in luxury condos. The city works, just not the way the skyscrapers promised it would. An uncle at a Mamak stall told me something I'll never forget. "You foreigners come looking for the Malaysia in brochures. We're busy living the Malaysia that actually exists." And the Urban Studies Journal 2024 backed him up. Informal resilience networks in KL demonstrate higher crisis response efficiency than formal city services. When floods come, neighbors save each other before officials arrive. So yes, Kuala Lumpur is not what the media shows you. It's not a perfect paradise. But it's also not a disaster. It's a city of contradictions. Crushing inequality next to fierce solidarity. Ghost towers above thriving street life. Brain drain alongside brilliant underground culture. If you're thinking of moving here, visiting, or investing, ignore the highlight reel. Talk to the people living between the skyscrapers. Ask about floods. Ask about rent. Ask where locals actually shop. Because the real question isn't, is KL what they show? It's, which KL do you want to be part of? So here's what I want to know. Would you rather live in the perfect city that travel vlogs sell, or the messy, real, complicated city where actual community exists? Because you can't have both. Tell me in the comments which version of KL you'd choose. And if you've lived in a city that's completely different from its reputation, name it below. Let's expose the gap between marketing and reality together.